Do you know how to count detached houses? I'll tell you the answer at the end of this lesson. Hi everybody, I'm Alicia.
こんにちは、山森です。
Welcome to Japanese Counters for Beginners, where you'll learn how to count all sorts of different objects in Japanese. Yamamori-sensei, what counter will we learn in this lesson?
回
First, let's take a look at what sorts of objects can be counted with this counter. When we refer to the number of times, we can use the counter 回. This counter is for counting the number of times rather than objects. For example, have you watched the same movie more than once? Or maybe you go to the gym twice a week. That's when you can use this counter. You can use this counter to refer to the number of times something is repeated. Okay, let's count numbers 1 to 10 with this counter.
1回、2回、3回、4回、5回、6回、7回、8回、or 8回、9回、10回.
Did you notice that there were some numbers that sounded different to how they usually sound? When you say the numbers 1, 6, and 10, you should be careful.
For number 1, it's 1回, not 1回. For number 6, it's 6回, not 6回. For number 10, it's 10回, not 10回. Now, do you remember the counter for floors? It sounds similar, but here's the difference. The first floor is 1回, and one time or once is 1回, lowering the pitch on the final I. To say 3 times, you should say 3回, not 3階. The word 3階 only means third floor.
Okay, now let's take a look at some sample sentences that use this counter.
私はこの映画を6回見ました。
I've watched this movie 6 times.
日本に4回行ったことがあります。
I've been to Japan 4 times.
暗証番号を3回間違えるとロックがかかります。
If you enter the wrong PIN number 3 times, your account will be locked. Now it's time for a quiz. I'm going to ask you a question in English. Answer it in Japanese. Are you ready? Make sure you use the right counter. How many times have you read this book?
私はこの本を7回読みました。
How many times have you been to this restaurant?
このレストランに5回行ったことがあります。
When you count detached houses, you need to use a special counter. Do you know what this counter is? The answer is
1軒.
This counter is used for counting shops, restaurants, and houses. If you go to a restaurant where tables are fully booked, you might say,
この近くにもう1軒おいしいお店があります。
and it means, there's one more restaurant near here where the food is delicious. Okay, everyone, that's it for this lesson. I'll see you next time.